Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a Stamina Nightblade build. Um, this build's been out for a while, but I'm definitely enjoying it. So I thought I would go ahead and share it with y'all. Go ahead and jump right into the character sheet. My max health is 16.9. My max damage is 33.9. Stam recovery is 868. My weapon damage on my dual wield bar is 3.1k. My weapon crit's 45. I have 4 points into health, 60 into stamina. I am a vampire, but that's up to you. You know, you don't have to be. And my boon is the warrior. Now, on bow bar, my health drops to 16.4. My max damage stays the same. My weapon damage is 2.6. My weapon crit is 48.1. Um, so the sets that I'm running, sets have been out for a while, and it's definitely a fun little setup to run, and I've definitely been enjoying it. It's always a set that I've just really had fun with. Uh, the first set being Aphinian Sword of Venom, the Poison Serpent set. I'm using a sword with a poison damage enchant on it with Nern trait. What this set does is that it gives you max dam, weapon damage, and max dam. And the 5-piece, when you deal damage with a light or heavy attack against an enemy who has a poison damage ability on them, you have a 50% chance to deal an additional 4.1k poison damage. This effect can occur once every 1 second. Now, by myself, not with a weapon pod or anything like that. When this hits, it's usually around 3.6k, you know. But with the tank debuffing, with more weapon damage and things like that, you could probably push it, to the 3.94k mark. Now, the second set I'm running is Swamp Raiders. I'm using a infused sword with a weapon damage enchant on it. And what Swamp Raider does is that it gives you weapon crit, weapon damage, max stam, and when you deal damage with a magic ability, your poison and disease damage abilities gains an additional 434 weapon damage for 10 seconds. Now, I'm running dual swords because I'm a Khajiit with the crit. I like my crit where it's at. You could definitely run a sword and an axe, or if you want your crit a little higher, you can run an axe and a dagger, dual daggers. It's entirely up to you. I like running dual swords, on a Khajiit at least. Bow bar is a bow infused with a disease damage enchant on it, a venom set. Now, the reason why I'm running a bow in the back bar as well here because I want to keep the poison serpent set active at all times. So here I have 5 of each, and then when I switch to my bow bar, I have 4 swamp raider active with 5 venom still. Every time I weave in a light attack, I want to make sure that I have a chance to proc that poison damage. Now, it does not, Swamp Raider does not boost Venom. It does not. So if you don't really necessarily want to run Swamp Raiders, you don't have to. It's kind of a flex spot. You could put 5-piece VO on. You could run Viper if you want a little more poison damage. Or sheer venom if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I run Swamp Raiders due to the fact that it boosts your disease damage as well, and a Nightblade has a lot of disease damage abilities. Now, monster set, I run Veldreth, 2-piece Veldreth, a heavy heads Divines with max stam, and a light shoulders Divines with max stam. Veldreth gives you weapon damage, and when you deal damage, you have a 20% chance to spawn 3 disease pores in front of you after 1 second that deals 12.6k disease damage to the first enemy they hit. This effect can occur once every 9 seconds. Now, if you are having trouble keeping a poison damage ability on your target to keep this procced, you can switch out Veldreth for Spawn of Mephala. You most definitely could. All it takes is a heavy attack to proc Mephala, and that drops in Fungal Grotto 2 on Vet. Aphinium Jack of Venom, Divines, max stam. Swamp Raider Belt, Divines, max stam. Venom Bracers, Divine, max stam. Venom Legs, infused with max stam. And Boots of Venom, Divines, max stam. And I'm running all 3 Swamp Raider jewelry with weapon damage. Now, once you start going through Vet Hell Raw, once you get through Vet Hell Raw, because Venom only drops in Hell Raw, you can get gold jewelry, so you can switch out 3 body pieces for 3 gold jewelry. So you'd have 3 Swamp Raiders on the body with 3 Aphinian jewelry, all gold. So at this point, this right here would probably be the easiest setup to get. You know, body pieces, you can get in 160, blue on normal, and be fine, and run purple Swamp Raiders instead of blue Athenian jewelry. Now, onto the skills. We are running Swallow Soul. You know, this isn't, I got it, while slotted, you gain minor vitality, increasing your healing received by 8%. That's the only reason why I have this on here. I mean, you can use any other magic ability to proc Swamp Raiders. That's why we're using a magic ability. We've got to proc Swamp Raiders with a magic ability. I'm using this one because while slotted, I'm receiving 8% healing. You could definitely run Cripple. I mean, but me, I like that extra healing. Killer's Blade for my execute. Thrust blade into enemy, dealing 4.3k disease damage. Deals 300% more damage to targets at or below 25% health. Heals you for 20% of your max health if the target dies within 2 seconds. This is going to get buffed by Swamp Raiders. I'm using Power Extraction. Siphon Vigor from your enemy's blood, dealing 5.2k disease damage to all nearby enemies. If an enemy is hit, you gain Major Brutality, increasing your weapon damage by 20% for 20 seconds. This is going to get buffed by Swamp Raiders. Surprise Attack. This is your main spammable, slash an enemy, dealing 8.7k physical damage while afflicting them with Major Fracture, which reduces their physical resistance by 5.2k for 17.3 seconds. Attacking with Surprise Attack while sneaking or invisible stuns the enemy for 4.6 seconds and set them off balance for 5 seconds. Rending Slashes. Slash an enemy with both weapons cause deep laceration, dealing 2.5k physical damage, with each weapon causing them to bleed for an additional 10.7k physical damage over 9 seconds. You also reduce their movement speed by 50% for the duration. And Incapacitating Strike. Ravaging an enemy with a spinning attack, dealing 13.7k disease damage, stunning them for 3 seconds, increasing your damage against them by 60%. Against them by 20% for 6 seconds. Also affects the enemy with Major Defile, reducing their healing received and health recovery by 30%. Now, this gets a boost from Swamp Raider. This gets a boost, and this gets a boost. This is your main spammable ultimate. Well, this is when you're in a big mob. This is your main spammable there. So, some of your main attacks will get a boost from Swamp Raider. Now, on the bow bar, Acid Spray. Fire burst arrows into one shot, dealing 5.3k poison damage to enemies in front of you. Also reducing enemies' movement speed by 40%, deals an additional 5.5k poison damage over 6 seconds. This will get a boost from Swamp Raider. Leeching Strikes. Embed your weapons with soul stealing power, causing your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 1.4k health and restore 106 stamina for 20 seconds. You restore up to 4.2k additional stamina when the effect ends based on the length of time Leeching Strikes was active. Relentless Focus. Build up deadly momentum, gain minor berserk and minor endurance, increasing your damage done by 8% and stamina recovery by 10% for 20 seconds. While active, hit an enemy with 5 light or heavy attacks, changes this ability into Assassin's Scourge, allowing you to fire a single shot from a spectral bow at an enemy to deal 4.4k disease damage. This is going to get a boost from Swamp Raider as well. Poison Injection. Shoot an arrow coated in I'm not even going to attempt it. Poison at an enemy, dealing 4.6k poison damage and additional 9.1k poison damage over 10 seconds. The damage over time deals up to 260% more damage to enemies under 50% health. This is going to get a boost from Swamp Raider. Endless Hail. Launch a multitude of arrows into the sky to rain down, dealing 1.2k physical damage to enemies in the target area every 0.5 seconds for 10 seconds. And Toxic Barrage. Unleash a barrage of arrows at an enemy, dealing 42.8k poison damage over 4.1 seconds. After the barrage ends, you poison the enemy, dealing an additional 31.4k poison damage over 8 seconds. You can move at full speed while channeling this attack. This is going to get a boost by Swamp Raider. Now, what I'm going to champion points. I have 13 into Warlord, 75 into Tenacity, 75 into Mooncalf, and 14 into Tumbling. I have 20 into Master at Arms, 27 into Thermometers, 31 into Precise Strike, 23 into Precising, and 25 into Mighty. I have 75 Hardy, 75 Elemental Defender, and 27 Quick Recovery. Now, show you the damage that Toxic Barrage can put out. Most of the time when I start a fight, I'll usually start off with Toxic Barrage. After, of course, after proccing. I'll buff up, proc Swallow Soul. So I'm proccing my Swamp Raider, and then fire Toxic Barrage. And then after that, it's Incapacitating Strike throughout the rest of the fight. Now, fully buffed, 3.1k. If I buff up here, my weapon damage is 4.2, 3.6. So 4.2k in weapon damage. It's not bad. Now, with Swamp Raider procced, my Toxic Barrage, 50.4, 37,000. Poison injections, 5k on the initial hit, 9.9k over time. Poison injection, or acid spray is 5.3. Now the Swamp Raider's gone, you can see this one's 5.3. 4.6, 4.2, 42.8, 31.4. This was up to 50k. You can definitely see that the extra damage just from being buffed up. This is without the weapon damage proc. 50k. It goes up over 8k just off of that alone. Now, let's go ahead and proc this. Your main spammable here being your Sap Essence. 6.1. And Incapacitating Strike 16.1. So the damage here, the damage difference is very high. See, 16.1, 14.9, 5.6 now. When that was, see, what was that again? Let's just go ahead and buff up fully with everything. That 6.1. So it goes up by 500. Killer's Blade, 5.1, 4.7. So you're definitely looking at a huge increase in damage with Swamp Raider as well. Plus, while proccing Incapacitating Strike, so you're going to do 20% more damage. You have a lot of damage that you could put out with this setup. Now, you can always drop Swamp Raiders and go with Viper if you choose to. That extra poison damage could definitely make up for it. You push your crit a bit a little bit higher, but I like Swamp Raiders. You can also move Venom here to the jewelry and run Hunting's Rage, because poison damage does scale off your weapon damage. So it's entirely up to you on how you want to run this build, but Venom is what makes it work. Swamp Raiders is really nice for the rest of your damage abilities and increasing the damage of your Toxic Barrage and everything else. I remember this set used to be, it would increase the damage of your poison damage abilities only. I don't know when they changed this, but I just noticed it recently, about midway through the Clockwork patch, which is the reason why I started using this setup again. It is definitely a fun build, and if you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend trying it. But anyways, that's the build, and that's everything. If there's any other questions, just leave it in the comment section down below, and until next time,